All right, I know it's been a minute since I recorded a video. I was planning on making videos last week, but last week I just became very under the weather, did not feel good at all. Partly my fault, probably a good amount of it was my fault due to, well, some of it was lack of sleep, a lot of it was lack of sleep, and bad nutrition, and other things that just caused me to feel like junk. And so I don't know any of you guys who watched my shorts during like the last part of the week. I was doing recovery days, and that was just to like make my body move at all, even though I hardly did anything, so I wasn't feeling too good. But I didn't even record a follow along at all, so this coming weekend there will not be a follow along because I didn't do much last week. I was just trying to not feel like trash. So with that being said, today's video I actually got inspired to do because of my girlfriend's ex-trainer, personal trainer. It's something that I'm surprised once again that I never thought to make a video about, and I think it's very important to talk about these types of things. So I wanted to make a video today about trainers, personal trainers, and things to look out for if you are looking to get a trainer for the first time. Some things that you want to look out for in terms of things that you probably should hope that they do have, and traits and stuff that you should try to avoid. So these are just going to be kind of off the cuff things in my head. I did think about these things, but I didn't like plan out, specifically, okay, number one this, number two this. Is going to be kind of off the cuff. So with that being said, one of the first things that I would think to look for is to kind of look at their credentials, their certifications, stuff like that. Now, this is to say, just because a trainer has credentials or certifications or a degree or whatever does not necessarily mean that they're a good trainer, right? I've seen some trainers that have a lot of qualifications, but they're not necessarily the best trainer. But I would just say, generally speaking, you want to at least have that. Why? Because I would say my opinion is that if they don't have any type of education, then are they just getting their information off of the internet, off of YouTube, Instagram, TikTok? How are they training you? Do they know what they're talking about? Or are they just making stuff up and making it sound like they know what they're talking about, even though they have no formal education? So that's kind of the reason why, even though it necessarily doesn't mean they are a good trainer, I would suggest finding a trainer that has some sort of experience or credentials or certifications, something, so they have knowledge, that they know that they're talking about. They know what muscles do what, how they're supposed to move, and stuff like that. All the nuances when it comes to your body and muscles and bones and stuff like that. That's one of the things I would definitely look out for. When it comes to that, obviously, other things, they might not be, well educated in nutrition. That's kind of like a sidebar. Not all personal trainers have that. They do teach you stuff like that, but some trainers are a lot more educated in nutrition or diet, stuff like that. So that's also a bonus, right? Making sure that they have some sort of knowledge when it comes to nutrition as well, and how nutrition plays an impact on your physical health. Some things I would say to look out for is, how they interact with you as you're training. Now, a lot of gyms I've worked at, I've only worked at, aside from working for myself, I've worked at Fitness 19 and 24 Hour Fitness. And I know 24 Hour Fitness, at least up to this point, they'll give a lot of gyms will give you like one session free with the trainer to kind of feel them out and see how they work. And I think that's a very good opportunity to kind of assess different things about how trainers will train you. One of the things is, how are they paying attention to you? Are they letting you know like what muscles you are working, why you're doing these specific exercises, or are they just having you do some random things, right? I feel like as a trainer, you should always tell your clients what they're working out, like what muscles are involved and why they're doing these in the first place. I feel like there should also be an assessment done, an evaluation first, right? They should always evaluate your body, do different types of movements to see what type of muscle imbalances that you have, your weaknesses, your strengths, and then try to structure a program that's going to suit those different things. They shouldn't just be randomly having you do a bunch of stuff that you have no idea what it's for, what the purpose is of it. I feel like there should always be a specific goal that they have for the exercises and the programs that they're doing. Now that brings me to the next part in terms of their structuring a program. Can you tell, is your trainer structuring a program at all, or are they just, every time you come in, you don't know what you're doing, you're just randomly doing whatever movements, you're sweating a lot, but you have no idea if it was leg day, arm day, upper body day, core day, you're just doing random stuff. Is there do you know, are they paying attention to how many reps you're doing, how many sets you're doing, how much weight you're doing, so that the next time you're able to work off of that. Like I said, or once again, or you're just doing a bunch of random movements that you have no idea what they're for. You're just kind of guessing, a lot of guesswork. For every new exercise that you're doing, like I said, your trainer should be telling you what the purposes of it for and how it's pertaining to your goals, not just throwing things around and hoping for the best. And then as you are progressing through your workouts, you should be able to kind of figure out, even if you still want a trainer there with you, I feel like a good trainer should be able to help you learn how to be able to work out on your own. Whether you want to or not, whether you're the type of person that you just like to have a trainer, that's fine. That's how a lot of my clients are. Even if they didn't have me, they would still be able to work out on their own, because you create a system so they know how to progress to the next weight or regressions for exercises or progressions of exercises. They kind of have a system so they know what they're doing. And I feel like as a trainer, they should be able to give you some sort of information and knowledge in terms of how you would be able to function on your own if you were not able to have a trainer anymore. I feel like another thing you should be looking out for is how they spot you. Right? For each exercise, there's specific ways a trainer should spot you. Sometimes, I'll give you one example. One exercise that always looks a little bit awkward for a lot of people is when you're squatting somebody, or when you're spotting someone for squats, right? Because you have to it's back to front. You kind of have to squat with them, and sometimes it looks a little bit, awkward depending on, who it is you're spotting. But for most exercises, it should be they should be spotting you in the correct way. I'm not going to go through every certain exercise, but like say for instance you're doing something like a shoulder press or a bench press or any type of chest press, your spotter should be behind you. You shouldn't be face to face with them. They should be behind you. Other exercises, like let's say a hip thrust, right? There's no need for a spotter to be in between your legs. That is not appropriate, right? They should be spotting you in a way that they can see your form, maybe helping you brace your back, whatever it may be. But it should always be for a purpose, and even when they're spotting you, they should be explaining to you why they're spotting you that specific way. There should be an intent to it, right? And there's other things that, if they do things that are inappropriate, you should kind of have knowledge about why it isn't appropriate. So those are pretty much, I think, generally the things that you kind of want to look out for. Other than that, making sure, like I said, they're actually paying attention to you. They're not on their phone, or they're just, talking to other people, that they're actually focused on you, right? Every rep that you do, every set that you do, they should be focused on you. You are their main priority during your session. If you're paying for a trainer, you should be their main focus, and making sure that you're doing the movements right. They should teach you how to, brace your core, engage your core, whatever it may be. They need to be there focused on you, making sure that you're doing the exercises correctly, because that's what you're paying them for. So that's my general idea of what I feel like a good trainer should be. Like I said, not all trainers are the same. Obviously, some trainers might train well, but you might not get along with them. Maybe they're not personable. Making sure that you get along with them, you have a good relationship, that also works as well. But also making sure that they're paying attention to all the nuances and stuff like that when it comes to your workouts. So hopefully that was beneficial. And like I said, if you're looking for a trainer, hopefully you take those things into mind. So I just wanted to give you my thoughts about that. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and so till the next time, I will see you guys in the next video.